Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax, and he's selectively Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Friday, November 17th, 2023, and you can find this 223 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/@workingclassnerds. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every episode, past and present, right there, right at your fingertips for you to listen to.
Sorry, I'm playing with my fingers. You can also watch me play video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at kick.com/MarcusB814 and twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can watch me play video games Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/A_Atrax.
And you can watch Nick play video games on a very special occasion at twitch.tv/NickVern51. You can find us all on the social media. I am at MarcusB814.
I am at Atrax_A.
And he, at the select times, he's at Nick Vern. That's NICKVERN. And this week's episode, it's what you would call a fresh start for us, but an APAC for SWTOR. There's so many good things to talk about today. We have a big announcement of something that Atrax has been playing, but hasn't told anybody he's been playing. Also, we had the honor and privilege, or I shouldn't say it's we, but me. I had the honor and the privilege of interviewing the executive producer for Star Wars: The Old Republic, Keith Kanneg, today. During my lunch, I came home and I got to have, I would say a one-to-one interview, but Jackie was there as well, our favorite community manager. Sorry, Musco. And we got to talk all about the Apex server, the future plans, the reason why we did it, all of the positives that are coming out of it. It was such a great interview. And it was an honor because I don't think Keith has ever been on anything except a SWTOR stream or a forum post or an article. So him coming here was, believe it or not, I kind of had a little bit of butterflies in my stomach doing that interview at the beginning, but then we calmed down. But anyways, first, Atrax, what's the big announcement and what have you been doing?
Well, I'll start with SWTOR since
what about SWTOR?
Intro.
Wait, what about SWTOR?
So I returned to SWTOR because there's all this exciting news and whatnot going on, and our good friend Chimeri, whenever he has something good going on, it's my responsibility, as my part of the community, my little niche, if you will, is to troll him as much as possible in a good, kind-hearted way.
It's like our job.
Right. It really is. It really is. So, I made my return to create some characters. I've completed, for my legacy, I've completed 2 of the 8 stories. So I do have something to come back to complete. Like, there's multiple reasons for me to come back to the game.
Sure.
And for me, of course, the most important reason is to troll Chimeri, and that's what I did. So PC Cool Kai is an operative in the game, and he's going to be completing his story and, trying to thwart the PvP attempts of Chimeri. Maybe. We'll see if we get that far. But that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what I've been drumming up in my off time, is just playing some SWTOR again. I think I've played like 5 or 6 hours in the past week or two, so
So
just a little bit of time.
have you tried the new server yet?
Yes. It's
So is
not
that
too
where your
bad.
character is?
Yes, I have 3 characters technically. I reserved my name Atrax. I got Atrax. And then PC Cool Kai is one, and I have another one which I don't know if I want to reveal the name quite yet. I think I'm gonna wait for a time and place. We'll see what happens.
So I'm gonna I'm
But
throwing it
yeah,
out there. It's chicken,
it's
waffles,
not
or
it's
pineapple.
not you related. It's Chimera related. So
So it's definitely got to be
that's my
pineapple.
hint.
It's got to be pineapple or papaya. That's got to be. Anyway,
So yeah,
right.
yours are coming. I haven't had the time to make your troll ones yet, but I know that there'll be plenty of time.
Well, there's
Gaming
always
with you.
time. I mean,
Yeah,
that Guild Wars character you made was like chicken.
chickens
Or,
rule.
yeah, chickens rule.
Yep,
And I
chickens
didn't
rule.
know
That's
it was
usually
him.
what
And
it
then he
is.
just shows up. Like there's this guy running all around me, and his name's Chicken Rules.
I
Yes,
copied your exact character settings too, so it's a spitting image of you just running around. Chickens rule.
that's funny.
Yeah, man. So
So
so I'm playing SWTOR again, and I've enjoyed it. Like I think it is a lot smoother. Maybe I remembered it as being a lot laggier, but or my computer is, I mean, my computer is better, but I don't think you need a tank to run SWTOR. Um so I think the game feels better to play too. You know, like it's not, oh my goodness, they've upgraded insane graphics. No, but like it does feel smoother, at least from the last time I remember. So that's also been a good time. Even on the APAC server. Not a whole lot of lag, just an understandable amount.
sure.
So yeah, lots of good times. And then as always, playing lots of Counter-Strike 2. Finally made it to 7K elo, which means I'm slightly above average, ranked in the top 1 million of gamers on Counter-Strike.
1,000,000.
1 million. Yeah, I think I'm like 975,000, something like that. So
Wow.
it's just queuing with the right people. Always, I don't solo queue anymore. I try to make sure that I have at least like 3 people with me that kind
Wingman.
of know what they're doing. Yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of Wingman,
Well, I know
admittedly,
because you don't
but
have your wingman.
that's true. That's true. I don't usually. Yeah, there you go. We do need to play more Wingman, by the way. But shout out to the CSC. I mentioned it last episode that they are having the grand finals this week, and their last round of the season ended last night, and those games were absolute bangers. Shout out to the production for the CSC. Multiple maps, multiple overtimes. I think one of the games went to triple or quadruple overtime.
Damn.
Like just dude. And
Nail biters.
for real. And so that's always a lot more fun to watch than when it's a complete like shutout.
For shizzle.
Sometimes I enjoy shutouts when it's in the like in the group stage and stuff. It's kind of fun to see them. But in the grand finals, you want it to be close, you want it to be competitive, and they certainly were. Shout out to all of the players, all of the production. It was enjoyable to watch for just kind of like a grassroots beer league. Just mega shout out to the CSC. If you want to go watch, go hang out. There's a lot of great people over there. Counter-Strike Confederation, or I think it's csconfederation.com. Just Google
Sure.
Counter-Strike Confederation.
You know what would be a cool
Join the
thing is
Discord.
it would be cool if you could get some of those people to come on the podcast and talk about what it's like to run a league.
I'm sure. I just need to reach out to them.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to suck less and get it done.
If you're listening to this podcast because I put it in the self-promote Counter-Strike thing, then then hit us up. Let us know. But yeah,
No.
I'm definitely with you. I can already think of a couple people that I would ask to come on the show.
Honestly, I would love to talk to like the production team, like who's handling the back end of that and like the logistics of it and how you start it.
Yeah.
Like Honestly, I think they would be a top tier guest.
I
Honestly.
100% agree with you. We're going to work on it. But yeah, shout out to the Counter-Strike Confederation. Moving on, another big thing that started up this week, I started playing Lethal Company with a couple of my friends. And that's a game that this is the gist of the game. You and your friends go in, collect stuff to sell, and get out. You make sure that you meet your quota. You sell the stuff that you gathered from the different planets to the company, and you make money. And as long as you make your quota for the company, then everything is good. It's very difficult to go get your stuff because there's monsters out there. So you got to be careful of the monsters, and it's not very easy to fight back. You can, but it's not easy. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been back to making videos. This is kind of the big announcement for me is I'm back to making videos, and I've made 4 short videos now of our missions that are done kind of in a found footage style. So it's like the intro is like, the crackly video, and it's just got the title there. There's usually like a sound bite to kind of get you excited to watch the video. And then it just starts with boom, started the mission.
Boom.
We're talking about stuff. We're running
Boom.
around, we're exploring. It's creepy. Then we finally, oh look, there's an entrance. Great, let's go in there. We need to get some scrap. So then we go in and it's dark and we don't have a flashlight because we don't have money yet, or because we died and we lost our flashlight. And then there's creatures that just like grab people and pull them into the mist. And it's creepy, but it's funny at the same time. So, I mean, I highly recommend Lethal Company. It's $10 right now. And it's a lot of fun, especially if you have people to play with. At least 2. We've been playing with 3 so far, and it's a blast. We have played with 2, and it is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I want to try and get 4 people in. We'll see what it's like with 4. It's probably even better with 4. But yeah, highly recommend Lethal Company. Also go check out the videos. Guaranteed you will enjoy them. I feel like a lot of people have so far. And yes, we have finally made it to that time. In Game of the Month news, Nick's not here to do the soundboard, thankfully. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. This is the last episode for Albion Online because I will be gone next
Was
week.
that too late?
I didn't hear it.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Anyway, what's also unfortunate, this is the last episode for Albion Online. I will be gone next week. I also technically failed both of my goals, which was to get Working Class Nerds Guild in Albion and get my own island. But we talked about it last week on the episode. I don't know, because we haven't had a whole lot of people join. I don't think a guild is needed or anything like that. It's also very difficult to get one, so we would want an established guild. And I don't think I'll stick. I'm not like super serious with the game. And I also wanted to get my own island. I technically could achieve it, but I didn't want to sell all the materials I gathered because I wanted to craft stuff with it. And I'm still in the material gathering stage. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I technically failed, but I love this game. I'm having a lot of fun. It's really, really grindy.
Grindy?
I think it's the grindy. I don't know how to say this. I'm assuming grindiest is the right word. The grindiest game I'm going to continue to play. Well, but me personally, the one that I'm going to stick with, I don't do group content. I've literally just been running around farming and crafting and stacking money, and it's great. I mean, the economy feels pretty good. It's player driven. I can sell all the stuff I've been crafting within, I think like the longest it's taken me is 5 days for like some random low level item that everybody is selling, and I sold for slightly higher than average. So like I think the economy is pretty good. I'm tempted to start a new character on the West Coast. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to migrate there with some of my own supplies and use my main character. Like, who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep playing the game. It's free to play. If you want to join the game of the month and talk about it, like, hit me up. We can play Albion. It's a lot of fun. It's a sandbox MMO. I farm stuff on my break at work with my phone. It's a good game. Highly recommend.
What's nice about the game of the month is you give it a good old honest try.
Yeah, I've got 50 hours in it.
But that's what I'm saying. So like that might be more than I have in a game in a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're giving it a good try, and not every game needs a working class nerds guild, right? Like look at Dota 2. Dota 2 is popping off because a bunch of people have joined and continue to go, and you're playing the game. Where like other games, that's what's nice about game of the month is you try something and hey, it's a fun game, but it might not be your game. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay too.
Or the community, right?
It's I'm really excited to see. I know you're not here next week. Oh shit, I think we're all off next week.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving next Thursday.
We might record early. If you're not here, it's fine. Yeah, because
I could be if we record early.
Maybe we'll do it Tuesday.
Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah, whatever. And if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's what's.
So,
go ahead. I was gonna say that's what's great about Game of the Month, and I'm excited to see what you have in store for us in December.
Yeah, December is going to be a great month for Game of the Month, highlighting games and whatnot. So definitely stay tuned for that. And shout out to everyone who has supported the Game of the Month really throughout the whole year, since we started it in July, June.
I think it was June or July,
somewhere in there in the middle of the year. So yeah, we had BattleBit and Counter-Strike and Guild Wars 2, all that good stuff. So
yeah.
Thank you, community. Marcus, how's it going, man? How's your week been?
Good. Actually, a lot of gaming. I did a bonus stream yesterday. I played SWTOR last night on the APAC server. We'll talk more about that later. Clan night on Tuesday was so much fun. Say what you want about the state of Destiny, but the clan is always showing up. We're having a great time. There's nothing negative to say. I think I like the game of Destiny, but I think I'm just getting burnt. And talk about getting burnt in Destiny. SWTOR comes in with a big move, put it out on the table and was like, yo, we're going to create a server. You're not going to be able to transfer your characters. And there's no legacy, nothing. So basically you're starting over from scratch.
Yep.
And I played that last night and it was a lot of fun not having credits or rocket boots or anything like that. Like I said, we'll talk more about it in a minute, but I'm really enjoying that part of SWTOR. It almost felt like classic to me, like a classic nostalgic feeling. And I'm not saying it's not going to wear off, but let me tell you, going into the game and seeing a bunch of people in the same boat as me and you get 7 credits and you're like, I'm rich.
Right. Yeah.
And nobody else has any money. Of course, there's going to be people that have 7,000 or 50,000 credits, but there's no money to be made because you can't sell anything on the GTN or the auction house because nobody has money on the server. It's brand new.
Nobody has money. Nobody has materials yet. Like everything's valuable. Yeah.
And for me, it was really fun. the community picked Republic Trooper for me to start with, which, believe it or not, in 2011, that's the first character I ever created.
All right. I think Chimeri also made the same character.
I think we all I think people that played it were like, you know what? I've always been a Jedi, Jedi. Everybody's going to be a Jedi. But what they didn't realize is people really wanted to be troopers, or as I call them, troopas.
Troopas.
Also, too, yesterday, PAX's badges went on sale, and I applied. I applied for my media pass, so hopefully we get a acceptance again this year, so we can get ready to go back to PAX, which I'm super excited for. But yeah, it's been a fun week. Shout out to Jackie and Broadsword for allowing us to stream and get some codes and stuff. It's been fun.
Back to the good old days.
Yep. In SWTOR news, so back all the way back on November 15th, 2023, 2 days ago, we got an exciting announcement from Keith Kanneg, executive producer of Star Wars: The Old Republic, which, guess what? He's on our show later today. Hey, folks, I'm back again with more Star Wars: The Old Republic news to share with players. Let's get right into it. If you recall, back in April, we tested a new cloud server in the Asia Pacific, APAC, region, which was called Shea Vizsla. I am thrilled to announce that the Shea Vizsla server launches November 16th, 2023 for early access yesterday. We have been wanting to spin up a server in this region for quite some time now. With our recent technology upgrades, it is now possible to make this a reality. Over the last year, we've updated our launcher, upgraded the game client to 64-bit, and recently we've migrated all of our game servers to the cloud. All of these are a huge win for us as we continue to modernize our infrastructure, enabling us to open up new areas, improve performance, and make it easier to deliver new content and manage the overall game. This is an exciting opportunity for all players in the Asia Pacific region. Whether you're current, returning, or brand new, the Shea Vizsla server will be a new server with no transfers available at launch. This will allow us to monitor the health of the server's economy and simultaneously provide a space for players who want to start on a clean slate or who have never played before. In essence, opening a new server this way will feel like a new launch. Our established players can enjoy the nostalgia of the game, build new communities within the Asia Pacific area, and offer guidance to new players. Those who will be starting their ventures for the first time will have over 12 years of content, stories, and fun to enjoy in their Star Wars journey. Now, on to the launch details. And he goes on and on. Basically, their early access gave subscribers a 24-hour head start, which that is,
fair.
Yeah. Players looking for an opportunity to subscribe can take advantage of our new bundle that includes 60-day sub, 2,400 cartel coins, and the exclusive K Norco B5C mount that is rideable at level 1. And this bundle is called the Join the Fight bundle. I got to give away a few of those, which was pretty cool. I'm very pleased that we can open a server in the APAC region and work towards creating other opportunities for more players to experience the game we love. We look forward to seeing you all on the Shea Vizsla server when we go live. Keith Kanneg, executive producer for Star Wars: The Old Republic. I wanted to read that because they said some key things in there, Atrax, that really mean something. So I would say I'm a veteran SWTOR player, right?
For sure. Oh yeah.
Playing yesterday, the feelings that I got was incredible. And everybody there, and I know it's going to change, we're just happy to be in there. I can't tell you how many people on Twitch, Kick, or just came in game in the general chat were saying how great this feels. I haven't played this game in 5 years. I haven't played this game since 2013.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in there. I was having a good time too.
And
Same
the fact
feeling.
that you're back is a whole nother level of excitement, because you were like, nope, not doing it, not going back. And then
I believe I said something along the lines of like it would take a graphics update or something major to bring me back, and this is, to me, this is major enough. Like a brand new server, no transfers, I have a few friends in Australia, like in the Australia region, that now can play on their home server. So like there's a lot of good reasons for me to come back, and really shout out to the SWTOR people, the devs, and everybody there that made this happen, because I think it's a great move.
yes. So a couple FAQs for us, the facts. Where is the Shea Vizsla Apex server located? It is actually located in Sydney, Australia. So it's actually home base is in Sydney. So your ping is going to be great. It's the same as where they did their beta test of it back in April. If I already created a character, can I transfer it? Transfers are not available on launch. You can choose to either start from level 1 or you can purchase their level boosts. But to be honest with you, unless you're like a hardcore raider, you're not going to have any money to be able to go in there and repair your gear. So like it almost forces you to earn money. There's go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, in addition to the money thing, like, can you just enjoy it? Like genuinely, when's the next time that SWTOR's going to do a fresh start server? Like, and that's a rhetorical question, because it's probably not going to be a common thing. I don't know. But like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy going along with everybody else. I'm sure within like 4 days there will be max level people who have done it naturally, or if you're a speedrunner, I'm sure people have done it already.
Yeah,
it's
there's
been
some
more
people
than
that are level
24
50.
hours.
Yeah, there's people that are level 50. Well, SWTORista has a contest for like the first 50 people to 50 or something like that, or the first 10 people to 50. Like, of course, there's probably people that are already level 80, right? But the fact is, you can be level 80, but how many credits are you going to have? 2 million? Like, it's not
you're
like...
not going to have much.
Right, you're not going to have money. So it's not like you're buying a master's datacron and selling it for $500 million or $1 billion credits.
True.
And I found out that you can use your collections, but you can't sell that. So that's something that you purchase
cosmetic for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Or a Revan statue so you can repair your gear or train your new abilities on the fly. Like, that's cool.
Having
I'm doing
companions though is kind of broken. Having companions right away is kind of broken though.
Well,
Companions
I'm not until the game gives me a companion. I'm not using a companion. But anyways, we already talked about it. Can you boost to 70 or 80? It's whatever they give you. Will my legacy be available on a new server? No, as that requires a character transfer, but players can use the same legacy name. Will I have to purchase all the perks again? Any unlock that is account wide will be available on the new server. But if not, nope. And you can, if your strongholds are there, you can, if you purchase your strongholds with cartel coins, you can unlock them on the new server. But the really rad thing about this server is I was getting achievements that I haven't seen in forever. Like
Yeah.
defeat 10 enemies achievement. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? And it was just honestly, it's making, I am excited. How about this? I'm excited for tomorrow, which is Saturday. That's when I'll release the show, because I'm going to be doing low level PvP with Chimeri live on Twitch and Kick.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
you should join us.
Low level. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Low level. Low B.
Yeah, I think you got to be level 10.
Oh, dude, PC Cool Kai. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. Dude, PC Cool Kai's coming in. The operative.
And
Oh,
don't even
hell
tell
yeah.
him. Listen, and don't even tell him.
No, unless he's watching the show, he's not going to know.
No, he'll never know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't tell Chimeri chat. Go ahead.
I think this might be the last thing. This is for all of our new players, new to SWTOR. Star Wars Old Republic is the only massively multiplayer online game with a free-to-play option that puts you at the center of your own story-driven Star Wars saga. You create your own hero based on the classic Star Wars roles, including Jedi Knights, Sith Lords, Bounty Hunters, Smugglers, and more. SWTOR offers both solo and group content, main storyline, class and planetary specific missions, guilds, strongholds that can be decorated, PvP, and 6 expansions of content that extends beyond your class story. There's over a decade worth of content and experience, and we are thrilled that you want to begin your journey in a galaxy far, far away. And when they tell you there's a lot of content, there's a lot of content. I don't know how. I would say it's got to be 100 hours for a class story.
At least.
You know,
I played 269 and I got 2 done, so.
Yep. So, and pretty much, everything else, yeah. But the big thing is I'm calling it vanilla SWTOR. I know for the Asia Pacific people, they're just calling it straight up home. They're like, we have a home again. And that makes me happy for them. But the more people that join that server, the quality of the game gets bigger.
Yeah.
We all know in this whole world that the best server is Starforge, but we can sacrifice it for a little while because the APAC is just as awesome.
Well, yeah, the Shave Isla's like the brand new baby. Everybody's excited. Everybody wants to see the baby and get it gifts and all
Give
that
me the
stuff.
baby. Look at the baby.
The little baby. But eventually the baby will grow up and turn into a teenager that, hangs out with the majority of the people, but some of the people just kind of avoid, and then you go back to Starforge and it's all the same. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited too. I feel like it's coming at a really good time. We're going into the holidays. We're going into Thanksgiving break. That's going to give people time to, get down. I feel like I'm going to bring back that quality stream content. I'm going to actually learn how to PvP. It's great. I want to know, how long does it take for the economy to be fucked up all over again?
Honestly, it depends on the people. I give it, I don't know, a month.
Oh, see, I was thinking a year.
It really depends. I don't know what the previous issues with the economy were, whether it was just like over time people accumulated so many credits, or if there was some sort of exploit and people just spammed that. Because that's like the main thing is if there's an exploit in the original one, they're going to be like, oh great, now I can do it here and it's actually profitable. So I don't know, it just depends.
I think it's going to take a little while. I think people are going to get credits. I think people are going to try to charge, but I don't think there's going to be that many people that have so many credits that they don't know what to do with. When you have a game that's been out there for 10 years, people are just stacking credits on top of credits. But right now you need some of those credits. And things cost money. You know what I mean? I think it's going to take a year for it to get messed up, but I'm also a believer that, like, what if they did this again? Hey, let's make a North American fresh start server, and in 1 year we're wiping it.
I don't know. They do that with Tarkov,
Yeah, like wipe it. Keep your character.
but like
You can
everything
keep your
gets-
gear.
but credits reset or something.
Credits reset. Or credits reset, and or you have to do the story again. I don't know how you would do it. Honestly, it kind of sounds dumb. But
Either
anyways,
that or like if your character isn't active, your credits depreciate over time or something.
yeah. AIE, I don't think has a guild on that server. I don't know what they're going to do about that. I'm waiting to find out.
I'm sure it'll happen.
I'm sure.
If not, we got to make a working class nerds one.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to make an AIE one. But yeah, so it kind of doesn't. Well, if you play on Starforge, if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, top right-hand corner of the thing, click on the button that says Discord. Go get the Discord info, ask for a guild invite. If you're playing SWTOR, you want to join the guild. The AIE SWTOR guild is probably the best guild game in AIE. It's incredible. You have Max and Seema with their podcast. You have Mandatory Fun Night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance it's not. That happens on two nights a week. You have Stask and Machete doing PvP nights. You have them doing Galactic Starfighter nights, which is the dumbest thing ever, but they wrote me into it. There's so many things going on in SWTOR, and it's such a great little community, because everybody, if you go in there and say, hey, I really need help with something, and somebody is online, they're always willing to jump in with you. So, Atrax, you ready to hear from Keith?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Today, I am so excited. Not only that the Apex server launched yesterday, which was November 16th, I am sitting here via the internet with none other than the executive producer of Star Wars: The Old Republic, Keith Kanneg, and our favorite community manager, sorry, Musco, Jackie. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Marcus. Love that intro.
So I'm so happy you took the time to talk to us. This is kind of a monumental moment for the Asia Pacific players and actually the whole community of the game. For me, I look at this Apex server launch as a vanilla SWTOR experience, where the Asia Pacific players are looking at this as, hey, we have a home now. So what made you guys want to make a new server, and how was it possible?
Great question, right? So you look at it and say, what do we want to accomplish, right, with doing this? Well, I've wanted to do it for years. I've played the game since launch. Bottom line for me was I had a lot of friends from the Australia area that I've been playing with over the years, right? So I've always had in the back of my mind that's what I wanted to do. But for us, it was really the tech, right? We needed to change our back-end infrastructure in order for us to enable us, right? And so we took it to the Asia Pacific Rim last April and asked them to test for us, right? Before we rolled it out to all the other servers, it was just a trial. See, did we do it? We've been working on it the last couple of years. Will this actually work? Can we deploy it in the region? And the answer was yes, right? So as you know, we deployed it across all the other game servers this summer. And the next logical step was to open up the APAC server, which we tested back in April. But now we actually wanted to deploy it, right? And give our friends in the Australia, New Zealand area, right, their own home, right? So, yeah.
I agree. Now, the fact that you guys didn't put character transfers in, I got to play on the server last night. I haven't had this much fun in years. It's because the ongoing joke was, can I borrow 25 credits because I can't afford to quick travel, right? And I played it the vanilla way, no companion, no mount until you hit that level 10 mark. And the nostalgia came back, but also all of the people in that starter area making you feel like, oh my God, this in the excitement in general chat was at 100 all night. What would you say the hardest part of creating a whole new server was?
Back to the tech, right? We had to rethink it, recode it. We had to lay it out so that it wasn't just restricted and just taking advantage of AWS, right? But really thinking for the future. What are we going to do, and how are we going to not limit ourselves like we did 10 years ago, right? Needed to make it cost effective. Need to be able to deploy it anywhere in the world, right? So we put a lot of demands on our engineering team. I'm going to say that was probably the hardest thing. Convincing people that opening up in the region was not the hard thing, even though you would think there'd be a lot of internal battles that go on from that. But that didn't happen. Everybody was really supportive, right? Across whether it was EA or whether it was Lucasfilm or the internal team. Everybody just got together and was happy about doing it. But the tough part was the tech, right?
Yeah. So I just remember writing in the forums because there were some asks, especially from our Australian players, where like, where's APAC? Is APAC going to be happening? Can you give us more information? I was like, not at this time. I can't give you any information. But first, we had to do other things and move those in place before we could move forward with anything. And so that's kind of like the domino effect. But we were very, very, very excited that this became a reality.
I know I was, and I found out about it the day before, and I wanted to scream to the whole world that it was coming. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is happening. FYI, get ready. And I was like, can I tell everybody? No, gotta wait. So for me, this feels like a fresh start server. What do you think of that? And, I believe for me, it's a fresh start, but for the APEC, it's like their home. And why go that route with the new server?
Yep, good question, because we debated that for months, right? Even before we opened up the test server, right? How do we want to deploy this? What's the best way? Overall, when we really came down to it, it was what's going to be the best experience for everybody, right? Yes, we can take our legacy. Yeah, we can take our characters. But like you just said, the most fun that we have is remembering the nostalgia, right? When we opened it up, 10, 12 years ago, right, there wasn't anything. You didn't have credits. You couldn't actually do anything unless you killed mobs and you did stuff. But what you found yesterday, same thing I found. I've been playing on the server. I've been having a good time. It's like, you can imagine how many characters I have, right? But starting over, right, makes you really how you're going to approach the game, right? I don't have a mount. I'm glad we put sprint at level 1, right? That just we argue about that internally too, but ultimately it was making sure that everybody had the same experience, level playing field, no one guild dominating, no individual dominating. Right, everybody's working together. If you noticed that yesterday, that was the difference from launch. Is that you didn't have to wait for mobs. You can just kill it along with everybody else, right? And you got credit, right? That was an amazing experience yesterday. I went, oh yes, I can help everybody and still benefit from it. Right?
The most at level 1.
Yes. Well, sprint. You can't go backwards. You can't go back to that. I think everybody would have loved everything, but I think that would have been the biggest complaint. It's like, are you serious? You took sprint away from us. But the thing that I did forget is how fast the mobs spawn in the open area. I stopped to give a code to a player, or I was talking with chat, and all of a sudden I'm dying. And I remember Kogus is like, you're totally going to die because of talking. And I'm like, I'll be fine. But then you see yourself at like 4% health and you're like, oh man, I can't stand here. You actually have to pay attention to do it. It was so much fun. What was your first character you made? Wait, let me guess. Marauder. Jackie, what was his first character he made?
What Keith's or mine?
Yeah, Keith.
I have no idea.
It won't make a guess.
Knowing Keith, I have to say it has to be a Republic character. Keith's not Sithy enough. I'm Sithy.
Yes, you are.
I don't know. I feel like Keith and I would have done the same thing, honestly, to get like that like Star Wars feel to it. So I'm just gonna say Jedi Knight. Jedi Knight Guardian.
Great guess, but that ain't it, right? So,
no? Okay.
All right. So what'd you make?
My very first character on this server, right, was a Sork. Right?
Whoa!
Inquisitor.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. So all the things you said about I play Republic characters, yeah, absolutely true. But I played both of them, right? I've got evenly the same amount of characters on both sides. But what was different for me in this one is I've never started with a Sork. I've always done some tech or some an operative or something, but I haven't done the Sork in a long, long time, right? And I thought, you know what? I remember Zash. I remember the Shade. I remember all that, right? And I went, oh, I should go do that. And then I finally got Lightning Storm. And I went, yes, I'm in, right? Just kill a bunch of mobs at the same time. It was fun, right? I haven't started PvP yet. Have you, Marcus?
Not yet. Chimeri and I are actually going to be. So 2 weeks ago, Chimeri and I streamed at the same time, and we joined a voice channel, and we PvP together, and it was so much fun because we were just talking smack back and forth all night, and we were just PvPing. But this Saturday we're going to be doing that again, and the nice part is we're going to be low level. I've never low leveled PvP before, never. So I don't even know what to expect, but I'm guessing it's going to be really busy because everybody is low level.
Everybody's low level, and it's the most fun I've ever had PvPing, right? So, right, just being a low level PvPer, that's especially when I had my Jedi, right? It was actually my Sage going in there and doing the earthquake, right? Earthshake, right? And just killing everybody was so fun, right?
Our community decided that I let them pick, and they picked for me to do a Republic Trooper. And if you guys know, I'm a Marauder main, like Sith all the way. I'm a light side Sith, but I'm Sith all the way. So it kills me that I have to be on the Republic side. And now I'm stuck with this player because now I got to max level him, and I'm going to end up raiding with him but I've never done any of that with a trooper. So it's a whole new experience. I would say the most painful thing is no rocket boots. I think that's going to be my first 1 million credits spent is the rocket boots. Perk in the legacy. I'm not spending anything until I can get that.
Yeah, I did the cartel coins on that one because I couldn't get around. It was driving me nuts, so I went ahead and did it. Right.
Wait, you can buy that with cartel coins?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's why I did it.
Well, so now, see, here's the problem. Now I'm going to have to ask the community if that's allowed for me to use that cheat code, because I would totally do that. I did it, right? Everything else I did what you did, which is just a natural level up, right? But when it got to all the long caves and stuff, I had to do it, right? So, what would you say the short-term goal and the long-term goal of the APAC server is?
Short-term is everybody experience a little bit of nostalgia, right? Make sure the tech works, right? Make sure that we didn't miss anything. look at the economy changes we made over the last year or so, right? And all the different stuff. There's been all kinds of comments about whether it's good or bad. Well, this is going to prove it out, right? Did we overcharge people, just for travel costs, right? Moving things around. But one of the things that people forget is we used to charge for training costs, right? We don't do that right now, and we didn't add that back in. So the credits that you keep are really, you don't have anything to really spend money on, right? Any of your credits except for travel, right? And so I look and say, we'll check that. If it's too high on the startup planets or capital planets, we can make those adjustments, right? But this will prove that out right away. We'll be watching all the credits. There's no, third-party credit sellers because they have no credits to sell. It's awesome, right?
I would say that's the best part.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I was watching chat all day yesterday, and it was just fun watching people just have a good time, right?
I was telling people I can retire with 1,469 credits. Everybody was laughing.
Oh man, I picked up 7 credits yesterday. I'm like, man, I'm rich.
Yes.
The funny part is you may have to make sure you loot everything, right?
Yes.
And then sell your junk, right? So it's like, you got to get to a vendor right away. I had, because of my collections, I had the Revan statue, so I could dump all that stuff, right? But the mistake I made is I unloaded my mail, right? Being a subscriber, and I had all that. Ugh, that was dumb. Don't do that, right? So
one of the things that I really love, especially being a community manager, is just seeing the sentiment come in. And I mean, just this morning, our morning, I saw a tweet, or a post, I should say, on X, formerly Twitter, and it was basically, a shot of a character that was created, and the text said, "My very first time on the new APAC server, it's already starting to feel like home."
Yes.
And I responded, I was like, "Welcome home." It's just like that revitalizes me. That really just, I could watch that all day long. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's been about a long-term plan, right? What's our goal there? Really to have that server be independent, right? Everybody can play on it if they want and start over, but from an economy standpoint, but really to give them, as you've said it a couple of times, give them a home, right? We want to make sure we're supporting them. We want to make sure that all the tech is there. We can move, add more things, expand it as the environment grows. Right. I'd love to see it, as big, if not bigger than all the other servers that we have. Right. The region is huge. It's not just Australia and New Zealand. Right.
Somebody came up to me on Ord Mantell yesterday and said it was so nice. They are playing in Tokyo, and they said that it was humbling to see that their ping was under 100. And that was the first time ever since they started to play the game.
That's amazing. Right?
And many players from Australia were coming in, and they were finding me on stream. They were finding me, waving to me, and, I'm giving away codes galore. It was like Codes Town. Everybody wins. And all of them were saying that, I haven't played this in years. I just re-downloaded it. People were in stream saying, I haven't played this in 5 years, but I'm downloading now because I have a home. I like to PvP, but I couldn't because the ping was bad or whatever it was. And I think for the game as a whole, this is connecting everybody, even though everybody has their own individual server. And a big sentiment was they're like, we don't want character transfers. We don't want all of this to be ruined. And I'm really curious to see how long it takes people to get 1 million and 1 billion credits, just to see.
Well, you bring up a great point, which is, do we allow transfers? And we've said we will, right? But I think that's a community decision. That's not really ours. We're not making it from a financial standpoint, right? We really want them to decide that that's what they want. I think the biggest comment I heard yesterday about was their legacy. But even the legacy being transferred, one of the concerns and issues that I have with that is all those achievements that I kept popping up yesterday of all the things I was doing. I don't get any of that anymore because they've already done it, right? So it was as you said a number of times, nostalgic, right? But it was so cool just to see all that stuff happening. And if we do the legacy transfers, all that goes away.
Yeah. All right. Couple of very important questions. Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Of all time, it's got to be Han Solo, right? Just, yeah. I love the character, love the man, right? He probably brought Star Wars home for me. But it was also, I'm not sure if I told you this or not, but Cindy and I met in 1977, right? 1 week after Star Wars: A New Hope opened.
Wow.
And that was our first date.
Come
right?
on.
So, yep.
So
right.
I met Cindy at the New York Comic Con Cantina. I think it was 2018. What year? What was 6.0? 2018?
2019.
No,
right?
it was, what was
Yeah, you're right. 2018 and 19. That's right.
Yes, it was in October for the Comic-Con. And you guys were spending your anniversary.
Yeah.
And I remember being in line and you came right up to Nick and me and you were like, can these doors just open? Let's get this thing going. We got a lot to say. And I'm like, we're waiting. Just let us in. And you're like, you got to be patient. And I was like, I got to be patient. You got to be patient. But your wife was so happy to be there with you and seeing you glow in your environment. For any wife to be able to do that during their anniversary is, let's face it, that's a keeper right there.
Yeah, right. Be 45 years next year, right? So we've been together a long time, right?
Wow.
And she loves Star Wars just like I do, right? She probably has a different character, right? I'd have to ask her. Right? It's probably Chewie, right? So, but
well, you should ask her, and you should let me know because I would like to know.
Yeah, she's busy doing so. I think she's cleaning out the garage today, right? So,
another day.
I'm staying in here, right?
Yeah, it's a work day. All right. This is if there's ever a question that's really, 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 really important, this might be more important than any other question that we talked about on the show. There are many, 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 many correct answers, but there is one incorrect answer. And just so you know, whether you're the executive producer of Star Wars: The Old Republic or you're just a podcaster, if the wrong answer is spoke, podcast over. We just end it. It's game over. No pressure. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Flavor, right? Oh man, that was my. It's got to be Spumoni.
What?
What is that?
Hold on, I'm Googling that. Hold on. What?
I don't even know. What is it?
How do you spell that?
Oh, Spumoni?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this, but I literally never have ever heard. What? Oh.
Oh, okay.
That has to be like.
It's either.
Only Keith has ever said this. That has to be.
Yeah. So basically, it's a little bit of mix of everything. You get chocolate and vanilla, you get cherry ice cream, pistachio, and whipped cream all mixed together.
That is very true, right?
It was this close. We were this close to ending the show because the incorrect answer is pistachio itself. So
it's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad as a flavor, but to say it's your favorite, there's only been one person on the podcast that has gotten this incorrect, and he's a fellow.
I know who it is too.
It's a fellow content creator, Stay Alive, and that's when we decided that if you're gonna announce that, then show over.
Oh, Marcus, I have a very important question for you.
Ooh.
Yep. Most important question ever of this entire episode.
Oh God.
How are the waffles doing?
God damn it. So it's time for working class questions.
It's working class questions.
Every single week we give the Discord the topic that we're talking about, and you guys submit questions to us to ask to ourselves on the podcast. First comes from Sovi asked, this is a follow-up from my stream last week, and I said, what the F is a cowboy coffee? So, and I told him to put it in here. So basically, you boil water and you put so many coffee grinds in it, and the coffee is done when the spoon is floating on the top of the coffee. You don't strain the grinds. So it's like a fucking coffee milkshake out of grinds.
Gotcha.
And
that's
you
rough.
got, yeah, like not a chance.
I'm surprised that there isn't some alcohol involved. I thought cowboy coffee was like coffee and whiskey.
No, I don't think, well, maybe, but that's not the actual definition.
Or maybe like coffee with bacon fat in it, just like, the leftover from
it sounds like I'm gonna have to
the
poop.
Fry pan.
It sounds like we're gonna have to poop.
Just put it in the coffee. It adds flavor and character.
No, that's straight up fucking, I'm going to the bathroom. That outhouse is gonna be packed. Giddy up.
Oh man.
Quinn asks, for the new server, what's it feel like to be poor again?
I mean, for me, I was kind of technically always poor. I mean, like, I had people give me credits and stuff, but also at the same time, I never really used it. I tried to do everything. I'm one of the MMO players that likes, if I can, I want to do everything myself. I want to cut my own trees. I want to get my own materials and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's kind of cool that the economy, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with it, but I think that it'll be cool that the economy, like my materials, now when I farm materials, will actually be worth something. So I enjoy being poor again. I like that everybody else is just as poor as me. Marcus?
I love it because when you get so many credits, you don't really need it. Like, I don't spend it on anything. You know what I mean? Like, once you get your gear, okay, I got my gear. So I feel like it's exciting now to be playing the game at a level where like credits are going to matter at some point. Like, if you don't have credits, you're not going to be able to upgrade your stuff. And I like that.
Yeah.
The follow-up to it was, in all seriousness, how do the new credit sinks feel when leveling from scratch? Are they noticeable or barely there? I didn't try to quick travel. I'll circle back to this probably in the Discord because I don't really know yet. I know that people were complaining how expensive it was on the starter planet. It was like 34 credits to quick travel. And you're like, I've got 22 and I'm level 5.
Right.
But some of the...
Might as well run.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I'm playing the game OG.
Yeah.
Like, until I'm be done with the home planet, I'm not using a companion and I'm not using a mount. You know what I mean? Once that happens, that's awesome. The other thing is like mounting without stopping is going to be a thing again. Like, you literally have to stop, push the mount key, wait for it to mount, and then you go. Because that quality of life costs money. Credits. You gotta pay.
You gotta sell yourself to the Hut Cartel for a little bit. Not a good place to be. But I mean, feels good to me. I had to go through it when I played SWTOR recently, so to me it's just like, it's nothing new to me. It kind of feels the same, but I also enjoy it like in the same way. I like that everybody is going through the same experience I went through, I don't know, 3 years ago.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip this next question and then I'm going to come back to it. Villic asks, why will you play only on the Republic side?
Well, for Marcus, it's because we tell him to. I have less Republic characters than Sith characters currently. I have 2 Sith or I guess Imperial. I have 2 Imperial characters and 1 Republic character.
Okay. I'm going to play on the Republic side because I want to max level this tune.
For the Republic.
For the Republic. And I'm kind of screwed because I don't really have the time to level a second one. So I might be stuck on the Republic side for a little while. Just saying. Thanks, nerds community. Assholes.
Yeah, we're the best.
No.
Shout out, well, who was it? Doritos and Goldie, mostly.
Yep.
I think the three
Everybody.
of us stacked
Everybody
up.
got involved in that baloney. Now I'm going to circle back to Quinn. What's your favorite thing about leveling and new characters in any game? That's a great question.
Yeah. I'm going to let you go first because I know mine's going to be a little long-winded.
All right. So what I like about new characters is it's a new start. But believe it or not, I don't like making new characters. I like having my 2 or 3 of the ones that I play with all the time, and that's max level, and those are the ones I play with. Because it takes so long to grind out the characters, because once you're max, it takes a long time to hit max level. Once you hit max level, now you get to just turn around and do it again. That's a lot of time. Or when you're max level, you just go do rating and everything else and you get the gear. So it's catch-22.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't actually answer. What's my favorite thing is probably just that new car smell.
Yeah. It's a new character.
Right.
A whole new world. And like if you've been playing one play style for a really long time, playing a new character means a new play style, generally speaking, unless you're making the same class or same spec or whatever,
Generally,
I mean, like generally speaking. So for me, end game means the game's over. It's the end of the game.
Hot take.
End game. Like I understand that people say end game is where, but like by the definition of the name, it's the end of the game. The game is over. So I love leveling new characters because it means I'm trying out a different play style. It means I've got like I have to gain back abilities. I have to do this. I have to do that. Stuff is kind of challenging without being like punishingly challenging, where they expect you to know everything and one tiny mistake just ruins the entire thing for a lot of people. And no, I enjoy raiding. I enjoy all of that stuff, but I almost enjoy leveling characters more than I enjoy the PvP and the end, like the operate, or not necessarily operation, but like raids and dungeons. Dungeons are fun when I'm leveling and I'm gaining experience and I'm gaining new abilities and like this and that. But as soon as I've got all my abilities and stuff, it's like, what am I working for? Gear and numbers? So for me, the best part about leveling is like everything, the new abilities, having to get new gear. It feels meaningful to get progression. Like to me, that's where the meaningful progression happens. Once you hit max level and it's like, okay, now it's the exact same gear piece, but instead of 10 strength, I've got 20. Okay, big whoop. I don't know. That's my gaming experience. That's my favorite thing about leveling new characters as well.
Boom. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
LJ asks, please explain why Hunter is the best.
This is a Working Class Nerds live question, taking live directly from our Working Class Nerds Twitch chat. Shout out to the people who are here live with us. I'm emphasizing live because it's fun to say live. What did LJ ask?
Please explain why Hunter is the best.
Hunter's the best because it has the only legitimate jump. The other two are floats. And it's like, you have control with it and whatnot. And hunters do a lot of damage. But yeah, they have a lot of, they don't have a whole lot of health, but that's because, you need to get good at positioning and dodging and stuff like that. But I mean, Destiny's just like a giant cluster anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, round us out.
What holiday dessert is the worst and why is it pumpkin pie?
I love pumpkin pie.
For me, the worst holiday dessert is like that. I want to say it's technically called fruit cake, but it's like, I don't know, it's just this conglomeration of like there's like candy and nuts and jelly and I don't know. I don't even know what it is. It's just nasty. That's the
Nasty
worst
boy,
holiday
you
dessert.
nasty.
I like pumpkin pie.
The worst dessert for me is cherry pie or pecan pie.
Yeah, pecan pie is not very good.
Nick makes a great pecan pie, but it's fucking gross. It's basically just sugar and pecans.
For pecan sandies.
Well, those are good. Pecan sandies are delicious.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.